This is 3 News Daily.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to 3 News Daily on this Thursday, November 9th. I'm Stephanie Haney. Thank you for being with us here in Northeast Ohio. We start in Mansfield today, where the man charged in a shooting that killed 2 teens was arraigned in court today. 22-year-old Cyrus Ellerby is charged with murder and discharging a firearm. Police believe he's involved in the shooting that happened at a Halloween party being held at an Airbnb back on October 27th. Ellerby is being held on a $5 million bond. The judge also issued a no-contact order with the victims and their families. Mansfield police say the investigation is ongoing and are asking anyone with information to please give them a call. Now in Bay Village, police are warning residents after someone's dog was attacked by coyotes. They say this attack happened in a fenced-in backyard, and the dog later died from its injuries. Police say there have been several coyote attacks in surrounding cities, and they're working with animal control to monitor the situation. They are stressing that pet owners should not leave cats and dogs, especially small dogs, outside unattended. Now in Cleveland today, the City Club hosted the annual State of the Schools address for the Cleveland Metropolitan School District. It started at the Huntington Convention Center at noon. New CEO, Dr. Warren G. Morgan, spoke about his priorities and progress during his first few months with the school district. This is after starting with the district in July. CMESD is the 3rd largest school district in Ohio with more than 36,000 students. Education station reporter Danielle Wiggins is on this story today, and we'll have more details coming up on 3 News at 4. Now to a story about perseverance and changing the world. Courtney Boyle, with her love of being part of races with her dad, helped get Disney parks to modify their running chair policy in 2019. She passed away just 3 years later, surrounded by an amazing team of nurses at the Cleveland Clinic. And today, Courtney's parents say they want to make sure those nurses know just how much they did for their daughter. Our Lindsay Buckingham shares how they're doing it.
When you're searching for inspiration, sometimes it shows up in the most unexpected ways.
Oh, I remember it like it was yesterday. I recognized right away that Courtney was not only somebody medically fragile, but very special.
That's how Cleveland Clinic Children's Nurse Manager Amanda Spicer and Nurse Courtney Belmonte felt when they met 21-year-old Courtney Boyle and her parents, Dan and Christine.
She was so sick, we were like managing all of these things, but it was still like a lighthearted, like, we're happy to meet you.
From the jump when they came in, it wasn't, this is Courtney, my sick child. This is Courtney, my daughter.
Yeah.
I never felt like she was just a patient. She was Courtney.
Here you go. She was always such a fighter.
Get ready to run.
Her life was so incredible and so full. The things she did. Put your shades on.
She did big things, like raising $35,000 for the disability community in nearly 100 races with her dad.
You go, girl!
When she couldn't go to her annual Disney Princess Half Marathon in 2022.
We've got to do something for this race, because we knew in our hearts that she was not going to be able to attend.
Courtney's nurses on floor M30 brought the race to her.
We want to welcome you to the 2022 Princess Run.
One by one,
You've reached mile marker number 2.
each nurse taking a leg of the 13.1-mile race.
This is mile 4, mile 8, here's to mile 12.
Only they didn't stop at 13.
Courtney, they're making me work. They won't let me stop, but I'm still running the extra mile for you.
They did 15 because so many of them love her.
And I am so thankful that our paths have crossed.
They led Courtney to the finish line of the most important race of her life.
And then it was like a week later that she passed away.
It's a precious moment, and the family allowed us to share in that, to come and say our goodbye.
This journey that the Lord has put us on has been just that, handpicked to be her parents. We loved every second of it. We miss it so much. Even the hard things we miss so much.
To thank the nurses of M30 for their kindness, the Boyles got an assist from Disney.
We got to get together with them on the floor and just present them with medals for running.
That wasn't all. The group received the prestigious Cleveland Clinic Caregiver Empathy Award for their act of kindness.
It was remarkable.
Yet, it was the time with Courtney and care from the Boyles that blessed them the most.
Thankful, very genuinely thankful.
They just changed a lot. I mean, everything, essentially, and how I feel like a lot of us looked at things.
Today, Dan and Christine continue to honor Courtney by keeping up with running. Only this time, her brother Kevin
You're so cute.
is carrying the torch, powered by their gratitude for M30.
When you're walking through the hardest thing you'll ever walk through, to feel loved and cared for and supported, there's really no greater gift you can have.
Lindsay Buckingham, 3 News.
Clearly an incredible connection made there between those families and those nurses. And the Boyles tell us that Dan and Kevin do plan to run in this year's Disney Princess Run. They'll be honoring both Courtney and her nurses from M30. Now, in business and travel news, Frontier Airlines is opening a new crew base at Cleveland Hopkins Airport in March, and they expect to hire up to 110 pilots and 250 flight attendants within the first year. Frontier says they believe it will generate nearly $80 million a year in Northeast Ohio wages. A hiring event is expected this January. And in Hollywood today, the actor strike is coming to an end. So good news for people who are missing their entertainment and also all those people who haven't been able to work. SAG-AFTRA has reached a tentative deal on a new contract with the studios. This comes after weeks of negotiating with some of the biggest names in the industry, like Disney's Bob Iger and Netflix's Ted Sarandos. Union members will have to approve the new deal with a final vote to make it official. Back in September, the writers' strike came to an end when they reached their own agreement with studios. Coming up at 4 o'clock, we'll talk about what this means for our economy as the Cleveland Film Commission is teasing big projects on the horizon coming to our area. And speaking of movies we love, we all know A Christmas Story is a holiday favorite here in Cleveland, with some of it shot right here in Tremont. And this weekend, the cast is back in town to celebrate 40 years of this classic movie. Tomorrow, the largest reunion of the movie's cast is happening right here in Cleveland, and we were so excited to have Peter Billingsley, who played Ralphie, join us live on Go this morning. He shared with our own Dave Chudowski some of his favorite memories from filming.
I loved shooting here, and that scene that you saw with the slide, we were kids. So you get a bunch of kids around a slide and ask them to be productive and work. We didn't really want to, so we opted out of lunch. We would just run and slide down that thing. It was awesome. It was fast. It was deep. It was such a great place. And the house, too. An interesting thing about the house, it was primarily the exterior, and then the interior of that was built in a studio in Canada.
Okay.
So we would do a lot. If you'd run in the door, it was the house here. And if you'd run out, it was here. And then we'd table that thought and then tackle it later when we got up to Canada. So it was sort of a puzzle piece to put it all together. But it was a great spot.
Great perspective. I mean, you were just a kid.
Yeah, yeah, very much.
Yeah.
And I think the movie also benefited because when it came out, it was not a big hit. And it sort of came and went in theaters, and that was generally the life of the movie. But then through video and cable, it started finding an audience. And so now, 40 years later, we're here to celebrate.
What a little peek into that movie magic there. Now, Peter also addressed a rumor that has been spreading around that he was the one to buy the iconic Christmas Story house in Tremont.
So listen here, all right, the house, there's so much buzz about the house being sold here, and online a lot of people say there's an online mystery buyer, and it kind of looks a lot like you, huh?
I know, I've been hearing the rumors. Yeah, right?
Is there anything you want to share with us here? We want to break some news this morning.
No, this would be breaking news. I can confirm that I did not purchase the house.
Okay, well, there it is. That's the breaking news. Do we know who did?
I don't know who did either, and generally we know these things, and we can find these things out. This is highly confidential, apparently.
All right, well, we thought we might have had a scoop for you, but as soon as we know who bought that house, you will know. And coming up tonight at 11 o'clock, we'll have a very special tribute to the Christmas Story movie. You'll get to see some lost footage from the film set. It was shot by the Channel 3 team all the way back in 1983. I've seen a little bit of that footage. You're going to want to check it out. So stay up a little late with us tonight on What's Next. All right, thank you very much, everybody, for being with us today. Wherever you're watching or listening, we appreciate you. Enjoy this beautiful day here in Northeast Ohio. We'll see you back here tomorrow with the stories that matter most to you in our area.